Hey, what's cooking, guys? Caesar salad, it's a classic, everybody loves it. Everybody's also under the impression that it was created like 2,000 years ago for Julius Caesar. That's not true. It was actually invented in Tijuana, Mexico by an Italian immigrant in the 1940s. Regardless of where or when it came from, it's freaking delicious, and I'm gonna make my version for you right now. Some challenges for this recipe, and as usual, we'll address all of these by the end of the video. Raw egg and anchovies? No thanks. Where am I supposed to get edible flowers? Who has time to make croutons? All right, first things first. Croutons are imperative to any good Caesar, and I've got some leftover focaccia. This is gluten-free. My version, it's delicious, and the recipe's down below. You can use any leftover bread that you have, just chop it up into cubes, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. Just dice them up into whatever size you like, and if you don't have time, just buy croutons. I mean, homemade are always better, but if you don't have the time, you don't have the time. All right, then we just need a baking sheet, a brush, and a little olive oil or some spray. And these go right on the pan. Now just give those a generous brushing of good quality olive oil. Now this is herbed focaccia. If you've got regular bread, you might want to throw some basil or oregano on there. A little bit of garlic salt if you want. Pinch of salt if you like. And into the 425-degree oven. We'll check them in about 10 or 15 minutes. All right, while we wait for our croutons, we might as well make our dressing, which always starts with a lot of garlic. I usually use about 3 good-sized cloves to about a half a cup of dressing. Now after I chop the living shit out of my garlic, I like to add a little bit of salt and mash it up with a fork because you don't want it too chunky for a dressing. And into the mixing bowl. Now you can use a blender for all this. I'm just going old school. About 1/3 cup of good quality olive oil. I like to mash the garlic in the oil a little bit to try to infuse that bold flavor right into the oil. Time to check the croutons. Oh yeah, those are looking great. You just need to give those a little flip. Brush with a little more oil. Back in the oven for about another 10 minutes. All right, back to our regularly scheduled salad dressing. Now traditionally, this is the point where I'd add a raw egg. A lot of people get freaked out by that, but you need something to thicken it and add a little bit of richness. That's why I use mayonnaise. I use real mayonnaise, not the sweetened crap, and it does exactly the same thing. Just give that a mix until it's nice and smooth. Now, if you're still buying your Caesar dressing out of a bottle, you are in for a treat because let's face it, bottled Caesar dressing is essentially like ranch dressing with garlic powder, I guess. So the rest of these ingredients go right in the bowl. Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, or however you want to say it. A little honey for sweetness, and the juice from half a lemon. Or maybe a little bit less, depending on how citrusy you like it. Lots and lots of fresh black pepper and salt. Now, saltiness is usually added by anchovies. Again, a lot of people are freaked out from little tiny fish in their salad. So just add regular salt and just whip that up until it is smooth and gorgeous. And Adam, you big dummy, you forgot the hot sauce. You can use Tabasco, habanero, just a couple drops. That looks so good. And let me, that tastes amazing. We gotta get the croutons. Oh man, those look awesome. A little bit hot. Let's give it a try. I got it. Those are awesome. The perfect amount of crunch, just a little bit soft in the middle. Now let's assemble the salad. I got a bunch of lettuces from my garden. Traditionally it's romaine lettuce, but I like to mix it up, get more greens, more vitamins. It's gonna be good. Now I really hate to say that I don't know what most of these lettuces are. Jen probably would, but I really don't. So I'm just gonna break them up a little bit, rough chop. Get rid of some of those stems. You can eat the stems. Beautiful assortment of lettuce and some croutons scattered nicely. Now you can toss this all together. I'm just being fancy. Nice drizzle of my wicked Caesar dressing. And of course, no food created by an Italian immigrant ever is complete without some Parmesan. A little fresh right on top. Now typically you'd put some fried pancetta or prosciutto or bacon bits on here, but I'm making this for my girls who are vegetarian, so I am actually using coconut bacon. It's crunchy, it's smoky, and you can find them at a lot of upscale grocers and health food stores. Now this last part is optional. Edible flowers makes any kind of salad look really cool. I just happen to have bok choy flowers out in the garden, So I'm gonna put some of these on. It's gonna look awesome. And that's it. If you don't...
Cheese.
More cheese?
More cheese.
Jen says more cheese. How about this? Let's put some curls on. Okay, is that enough cheese?
Yes.
Enough cheese. Okay, come on, you gotta check this out. Look at this final product. If I do say so myself, that is the coolest looking Caesar I've ever made. That is awesome, and I know it tastes awesome because I've made this recipe a ton of times. Oh, I almost forgot, I do use gluten-free Worcestershire sauce. I'll put a link to that as well below if you want to make this gluten-free. But I hope you guys make it. I really wish you could come through the camera and we could all just feast out on this together, but technology's not there yet. So, bon appetit, guys. See you next time. Ouch.